Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to a vocabulary class on plans and decisions. So lots of collocations that go with these two nouns. So firstly, a great verb to memorise if you're ever talking about plans, suggestions, solutions. You come up with a plan, you come up with a suggestion, you come up with a solution, and it means create one in your mind. And if you use these phrasal verbs with the correct collocations, there are some other ones. You can come up with a theory, you can come up with a concept, you can come up with an idea. So they're always ideas, you notice. So if you use these phrasal verbs with the correct collocations, you will sound very fluent. It's how you sound very fluent. The truth is, these phrasal verbs are very natural English, and so you really need to learn them. So this is a good one. You've got to know it for plans and decisions. So I've put some adjectives in here that work very well with these nouns, but I want to make it clear that these adjectives work with suggestion as well, and these adjectives work with suggestion as well. Not all of them, but most of them. Let's discuss it. So you can come up with a constructive suggestion, which means a practical, helpful, sensible suggestion. Yeah, if something is constructive, it's practical, helpful, and sensible. Yeah, as in rational, a good idea, common sense. Now, if you come up with a tentative suggestion, this means that you come up with a suggestion that you're not sure will be a good one. You're not sure that it's a good suggestion, but it's a tentative suggestion that you put out there just as a suggestion, but you haven't thought things through yet. You haven't considered every eventuality, which means that you haven't considered if the suggestion has some weaknesses or disadvantages. So that's a tentative suggestion where you're not sure if it's a good suggestion. You can come up with a tentative plan as well, or a tentative solution where you're not sure if it's a good plan or a good solution, but you're putting it out there for consideration. Yeah, but you haven't considered all the pitfalls, all the potential pitfalls yet. Yeah, remember, pitfalls are difficulties that you might have with any kind of future plan. We talk about the pitfalls. They're the risks, the things that might go wrong. So any tentative plan or suggestion or solution has not been thought through yet. It's just it might not be the best idea. That's the idea. It's tentative. Okay, if you come up with a ludicrous or but bizarre suggestion, that sounds like a bad suggestion to me. It sounds like it's ridiculous, it's bizarre, it's probably not very constructive, not very practical. Okay, but you can certainly talk about a ludicrous plan, a bizarre solution. Okay, if you can, some good words here for plan, cunning. We often talk about to come up with a cunning plan, a clever plan, yeah? Cunning is clever, it's crafty, that kind of word. But you can come up with a brilliant plan, which just means very, very clever. Yeah, cunning is more like as cunning as a fox, it's a sly plan. An elaborate plan is a complex plan, but you can certainly say an elaborate suggestion as well, or a detailed plan, a detailed suggestion, okay? And two excellent adjectives for suggestions and plans are viable, feasible. If the plan is viable or feasible, or the suggestion or the solution, it means it's doable, it's workable. In everyday English, I think we often use these two words, doable and workable. Yeah, if something is doable or workable, you can do it. It might work, yeah? And we use these two adjectives very often to say that something is doable, it's workable, it's a feasible plan, yeah? It could well work. It's a good idea because it might well work. So these two both relate to the practicality of a plan, or a suggestion, or a solution. You can talk about a feasible solution, a viable solution. It's not a viable solution, yeah, we can't do it, it won't work. Okay, you can talk about an affordable solution, an inexpensive solution. Yeah, these both mean something very similar. You can pay for it and it's not too expensive. You can afford it. A long-term solution or a short-term solution, of course, that works as well. A permanent solution or a temporary solution. We looked at permanent and temporary in another class, and so they're very good words to memorise because certainly they work well with solution. Very popular adjective nowadays, sustainable. If something is sustainable, you can keep doing it over time. You won't it won't come to a point where it doesn't work anymore. It's sustainable. And so we're often looking for sustainable forms of energy collection, ways to generate energy in a sustainable fashion. Perhaps wind farms, solar farms, so that you don't have to mine any oil or gas out of the ground to get energy. These are sustainable forms of energy. But you certainly can talk about a sustainable solution, a solution which is possible to keep, which will continue into the future, because it won't get to a point where it stops working. Okay, innovative. This is creative. If it's an innovative solution, it means it's a great idea. Yeah, an imaginative solution, but a great idea, an innovative solution. You can certainly talk about innovative technology or innovative ideas. It works very well with ideas, innovative ideas. And it means, ideas which are great because they're new and they haven't been thought of before. So it's a good idea. Okay, and a satisfactory solution, or a satisfactory plan, a satisfactory suggestion. Again, they work. Okay, if you say there's been a slight change of plan, there's been a little bit of a change to your plan. So that's a very common collocation that we hear. And if your plans don't work out for some reason, maybe a lack of funds derailed your plans or foiled your plans, scuppered your plans, thwarted your plans. All of these means that they spoiled your plans. They messed it up, So a lack of funds can often derail your plans. But bad weather conditions can scupper your plans to go to the beach, It could be anything. It really could. We were planning to go to Russia this year, but I think all of the geopolitical situation has thwarted our plans, or it may have done. We will see, because it's becomes very difficult to buy a ticket and to get a visa and all the rest of it. So the geopolitical situation has foiled my plans, has scuppered my plans. All four of those are really useful for saying that something has stopped your plans from working out. Now, if somebody makes a tentative suggestion, but the suggestion is rejected out of hand, it means it's totally rejected. They make a tentative suggestion, they're not sure if it's a good one. And when you consider every eventuality, when you consider all the potential pitfalls, after careful deliberation, you decide that you're going to have to reject that suggestion out of hand. Totally reject it, outright reject it. And outright is an adjective that's often used to show that there was outright hostility. It means everybody was hostile, or it emphasizes the hostility, that it wasn't hidden, it was outright. Everybody was hostile to the plan, to the idea, to the suggestion. So there was outright hostility to the plan, there was outright opposition to the idea. So outright hostility, outright opposition means extreme hostility, extreme opposition. But I would say it means out in the open. Nobody's hiding it. Everybody is openly hostile or openly opposed to the plan, the idea, the decision. And if everybody is openly hostile or openly opposed to the plan,